When I was on my first weekend home from college, I hooked up with 3 friends that I had made at church camp, and on a Saturday night, my friends and I were going home and got struck broadside by another car. And I can remember laying there in the intersection, face down in the concrete, thinking that I was going to die. And the paramedics got to the scene, scooped me up, rushed me to the closest level 1 trauma center, and they pulled me into the emergency room where the trauma team immediately went to work on me. What I learned soon after was not only that I had been struck blind immediately, totally, and permanently, every bone from my hairline through my chin had been shattered. My memories of being in the emergency room that night are pretty sketchy. But the one very, very strong memory I have was the fact that somebody was holding my right hand. And anytime I would stir just a little bit, that hand would squeeze mine, and I would squeeze that hand back in recognition. And then the owner of that hand would say the same things over and over throughout the night. She would say, "Marcus, my name is Jennifer. You were in a car accident. You're in the hospital." Throughout that night, as she held my hand, she just kept whispering over and over, "I'm here. I'm here, Marcus. I'm here." I didn't even know where here was, but I knew that in this world that had been turned inside out, upside down, and bludgeoned, I knew that I was not alone. I think we can all relate to this idea. Simple human presence is the cornerstone of caregiving. So let me take you back in time. About 3 years ago, I was invited to keynote for the very institution that saved my life. And they couldn't get everybody into one room for a speech, so they ended up booking me to speak 5 times a day, 5 days in a row. But on the second day of being there, I got a little renewed energy when, after I got done giving a presentation, the patient experience director of the hospital came up to the stage and said some words that I will never forget. She said, "Marcus, we've got a surprise for you. We found Jennifer." For 20 years, I knew nothing of Jennifer. Never knew her last name, never knew her position in the emergency room. I knew nothing about this individual who stayed with me on what was the very worst night of my life. And for the first time in 2 decades, I finally got to hold her hands again and say thank you. It was absolutely one of the most magical moments of my life. And as you can probably imagine, I had a million questions for Jennifer, and my first question was, well, who were you back then? Jennifer said, well, at the time, I was a 20-year-old patient care tech working here in the emergency room. And as a 20-year-old patient care tech, Jennifer didn't have time to have years and years of experience under her belt. She didn't have time to go through years of higher education. She just knew, human being to human being, what I needed more than anything was simple human presence. Presence is the greatest gift we can give to another human being.